Good morning and welcome to the News Hub. I'm Michael Casey. Breaking news in the world of tech today. Apple's long-awaited entrance into the smartwatch arena appears to be a reality. The smartwatches are expected to feature 10 sensors, including one for fitness tracking, and production will start in 2 to 3 months with a fall 2014 rollout expected. WSJ's George Stahl is here with more details. Hi, George.
All right. How are you?
So yeah, lots and lots to talk about this. In fact, I wasn't sure Tim Cook was umming and ahhing about it. I think about a year ago, right? But now a reality.
Yeah, and people had been waiting for something from Apple, and this seems to be maybe the first new product from Apple in 4 years since the iPad.
Right.
There was a hint last week or earlier this month at the developers conference when they were talking about a health app, and they were showing about how they were going to be collecting all this health data, but they didn't really have a device yet to be able to collect that data. Now, with the smartwatch, they'd be able to collect a lot of the data that could go into that type of health app.
Do we have any idea what this thing is going to look like?
No, but they say it's going to be multiple screen sizes. What our colleagues in Asia have learned is that Apple wants it to have different versions because not one watch is going to fit all people, so they want to have it.
I thought that was an important line in the story. I mean, watches, after all, are fashion accessories, and therefore, if everybody's walking around with the same smartwatch, it might look a little odd. But the thing is are these supposed to? Is it going to be syncing with a smartphone, or is it going to be a self-enclosed phone? Do we know anything about that?
We don't know about that yet. We would assume that we all trying to lock the user into the Apple operating system. Right now, the smartwatches that are on the market do lock into smartphones, specifically like the Galaxy Gear ones. You need to have a Samsung smartphone to be able to use those watches. But there are reports that later this year, Samsung is going to be introducing a watch phone that will be able to stand alone.
I mean, it is becoming a crowded field. I mean, we've got Google in there. We've also got the other wearable devices, Nike's Fit and things like that.
Exactly,
right?
exactly. Google has its developer conference next week. The smartwatch is supposed to be a topic of that. Wearables is still a very small market. I mean, we're talking 19 million units this year is expected. Smartphones, 1.2 billion units.
Right.
So it's still very much a nascent industry.
But they seem extremely excited about it, and yet, I mean, there's not, I don't know, I mean, it's certainly Google Glass. It doesn't seem as if people are sort of picking up on that particularly. Yeah. It might be a different market, but I mean, how is it possible that the industry could be sort of overestimating the demand?
I think the demand right now isn't there to match the hype of the products that we have, but I do think that it is important for these companies to get into this industry, because the feeling is that if they can get people to be wearing the wearables, it will further entrench them into whatever operating system they have.
Very important. I mean, he hasn't had a big product launch since he came on board, right? I mean, is this part of him sort of trying to stamp his presence here?
Exactly. As they are facing more competition from Samsung on the all-important smartphone front, having a wearable option will help them to hold off some of the pressure that they're getting from Samsung and be able to protect the iPhone lineup.
Good stuff. Thanks, George.